She was the last pharaoh of Egypt, brilliant, ruthless, and desperate to save her throne. Her kingdom was crumbling, Rome was closing in, and betrayal lurked around every corner. So Cleopatra made a choice that would echo through history. She decided to align with her enemies. But in the end, love and power became the same poison. This is the untold story of the queen who turned seduction into survival and paid the ultimate price for it. When Cleopatra VII took the throne, Egypt was already a shadow of its former glory, torn apart by famine, corruption, and the ever-growing influence of Rome. Even her own family was a threat. Her brother Ptolemy XIII wanted her dead. Her people were skeptical, and her generals were untrustworthy. But Cleopatra was no ordinary ruler. Fluent in 9 languages, she was a student of science, politics, and philosophy, a queen armed with an intellect as sharp as any blade. She understood a harsh reality. If she couldn't defeat Rome, she had to master it from within. When Julius Caesar marched into Egypt, Cleopatra didn't see an invader. She saw an opportunity. In a move of incredible boldness, she had herself smuggled into Caesar's palace, rolled up inside a carpet. When she was unveiled, she stood before the most powerful man in the world, not as a captive but as an equal, a queen demanding her rights. Their alliance was more than just a romance, it was a pact for survival. With Caesar's legions at her back, she reclaimed her throne, eliminated her rivals, and managed to restore some of Egypt's power. But their time was cut short. Fate took a cruel turn when Caesar was assassinated in Rome, leaving Cleopatra dangerously exposed once more. Then came Mark Antony, Rome's new general. He was powerful, charismatic, and just as ambitious as she was. Together, they forged one of history's most legendary and dangerous alliances, a true union of passion and political strategy. They ruled the Eastern Mediterranean like living gods, with Antony taking the role of Dionysus and Cleopatra as the goddess Isis. Their fleets conquered new territories, and their love story seemed to defy empires. But back in Rome, their power was seen as a threat. Whispers turned into accusations. Antony has betrayed his country for an Egyptian queen. And Octavian, Caesar's ambitious heir, swore he would destroy them both. The final decisive conflict came at the Battle of Actium. It was a massive naval engagement, a clash of thousands of ships with thunder rolling across the sea. In a disastrous turn of events, Cleopatra's fleet retreated, and Antony, blinded by his devotion, followed her, leaving his forces in disarray. The world watched as Rome crushed Egypt's last hope. As Octavian's legions stormed the city of Alexandria, Antony, believing Cleopatra was dead, fell on his own sword, dying in her arms. She was alone again, the last of her dynasty, trapped in her own palace by the conquering Roman soldiers. When Octavian demanded she surrender, Cleopatra flatly refused. She had loved Romans, fought Romans, and outwitted Romans, but she would never be paraded through their streets as a conquered trophy. Instead, she chose to stage her final act. Dressed in her finest royal robes and adorned with gold, she sat upon her throne one last time. Beside her, a servant brought a basket of figs. Hidden within was a venomous asp, the serpent of Egypt. With its fatal bite, the queen chose death over humiliation, and in doing so, she secured her immortality. Rome could conquer her kingdom and take her life, but it could never extinguish her legend. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more incredible tales from history. See you in the next video.